Hey YouTube, Machismo Eugene, another video from Exit Strategy. Welcome. Today I'm taking you guys on a walk with me. I rarely walk of any significant distance. I just drive all the time, but I'm not put off of walking. I love nature. And a lot of the content creator friends that I have are doing a lot of their videos out in nature. And as they said, I concur with that. Nature is a good place to really get out and get grounded and just flow with the earth. I'm not against anyone who's a meditator and they are more so believers of the earth and whatnot. Not against any religion particularly, if that's what we would say religion. I don't support religion. So like a lot of us on here will tell you, we're just giving you full disclosure because you may hear me say and do a few things that don't go along with the normal Christian way of doing business. But those times are past and gone. People who are really truly awakened to the bullshit, whether you of any faith, you know that there is something that is drastically broken in the human landscape. Man, in the Christian realm, I can speak on that because I'm familiar with the Christian realm. They have essentially long ago before me, it started before me, it's not going to end with me. They've manipulated the Bible, and human intervention has distorted it on purpose. Some of them haphazardly, recklessly distorted it and translated it to the masses for different reasons, to control and manipulate. And now that we know about narcissists, which are Jezebel spirits, and the very thing that God speaks about in the Bible, about the reprobate mind, we know that these things are real. And no man had to tell us that. Only a few preachers or pastors that I know, if at all there are any. John MacArthur is one that I believe, and you may have your opinions of him, but I definitely stand on what he represents by way of the Word of God. He even has mentioned about narcissists and narcissism in the church. I was going to write him a long while ago. When I woke up in 2020, it was about 2021, 22, I was like, man, I've been following him for so long as I had left the formalized physical church. And I get churched, man. I get churched by way of the World Wide Web. I get churched by all the people on the street that I know truly love God without them even saying it, because their heart cries out in a way that they can't utter with words. And those are the people God is pleased with when they cry out in their heart for help. And he said, I'll hear you. And people think when he say, cry out in that day and I'll hear you, they think verbally is the only way God's gonna hear you. He hears your heart. He hears your hurting heart. It's like he did the woman at the well. She didn't tell him she was a whore. He knew it. So, just talking and rambling a little bit. Not so much rambling, I'm actually giving context to what I'm about to do. I'm on this little walk of sorts. And before I get started with what I'm actually going to talk about, which is the subject of, we're going to have to eliminate. You probably already alleviated a lot of the energy around you as you're healing and getting healed for the long haul and for the final haul. You're going to have to not just alleviate, we're going to have to eliminate the energy around us that tries to push itself up in outer space, not needlessly, because we need that space. Because these entities are going to try to push up on you, even though you're awakened. You may say, for example, I don't like to go to the store unless I have to, and if I run into these people, the narcissists, I just keep going. I say hi and keep it friendly and keep it moving. I'm going to show you. There's been time I've gone into the store and I've seen people that I have indicated that are narcissists. And what I do is, I happen upon them, I observe them before they observe me. And I go on to creep out of the store undetected. Not run out, but I sneak out. Because what they will do is try to corner you on the way out. I talked about a video. When you get to the register, you wondering, how the hell that narcissist get up there? They had a whole cart of stuff going the other way. They purposely go in, fill their carts. They'll be the one that leave the cart at the end, in the store, and abandon. You be like, man, somebody put all that milk and eggs and stuff, and all the service desk got to take that stuff back, and who knows how long it's been out. This is narcissist. They going in there just to fake like they're shopping. Yeah, they shopping for supply and fuel supply, human bodies. So anyway, what I was trying to get at with that was, we're gonna have to eliminate, not just alleviate, dodge them. We're gonna have to eliminate, and this is how you do that. Anywhere you detect, and you don't have to stop going to these parties where there's alcohol consumption. And I want to do something real quick. I don't drink, and everybody knows, if you don't know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't really party. I've went through that meat grinder of a lifestyle. It didn't work out for me. And many of you all might drink, and you may say, oh, I just drink a little bit. Whatever you do, that's your business. But I'm going to say to you and encourage you, before I start this video, you will need to have to cease and desist. If you're awakened and you've been abused by a narcissist, you under no uncertain terms need to be involved or associated with any endeavors or parties or shindigs or get-togethers, and thereby consume alcohol. What I'm actually saying, you got to go on a pilgrimage to become alcohol-free. Reason why I'm saying this, cut and dry. You have not any time to waste. Have your inhibitions lower. You don't have time to be caught off guard. And this is what you do when you go into these parties and you think you're in a circle of people that you can trust. And there comes that guy that wasn't invited, or that girl that wasn't invited, she just pops up. They invite themselves to parties that they ain't invited to. It'll be a RSVP. You got to have tickets to get in this place. And you wonder, how did they get in here? They know somebody that knows somebody. And you know narcissists, they pride themselves on riding the back of who they know. That's why they're in positions that you rightfully deserve as empaths. This is how you can get pushed around and moved around. And you wonder, man, the boss liked me, and all of a sudden you're fired. Doesn't make rational sense, logical sense, but once you're awakened, it makes perfect sense. Now, about the alcohol and drug addiction, and even smoking marijuana, that lowers your inhibitions. Anywhere you're in a capacity where other people are, as you're healing, you don't need to be intoxicated and not in your in a sober frame of mind. Am I saying just give alcohol and marijuana up altogether? That'd be a good idea. Because none of it you really need. You may drink wine or something at dinner. Okay. You're a human being, you have free will. Only thing I'm saying is, what is it doing for you? That's what everyone needs to ask themselves. So I figured I would say that ahead of the title. Eliminate the energies and excess associations around you while you're healing, as you're healing, because you don't need any distractions. You don't need anybody wasting your time. Because who knows? We're just probably one day away from the country shutting down again. I think about that often. Are you ready for a shutdown of this country again? Are you okay with being by yourself? Because one more bout of this, The strongest minded person, it may affect in a real drastic way. That's all we need is one more freaking shutdown of the country. And that's the purging that God will be doing when he wipes the narcissists out. Because you'll have narcissists jumping off of bridges. They will be killing themselves. Suicide. They'll be blowing their brains out because they cannot be alone. That first round took a lot of them out. Sounds heartless. That's not my business. That was a choice they made too. Now, to the video, you guys are pretty sure you see where I'm at. And you're probably wondering what the heck is Mochismo doing, yakking, and he's standing in front of what looks like a penitentiary. Well, you would be correct. It is not a penitentiary for the ones who have broken the law in the traditional sense, but they were convicted and guilty as charged of being what we call psychotic. This is one of many buildings. I've been in the house all day, guys. I haven't been out, and I pride myself on not going out because I really rarely have to go out, but sometimes I just get in the car and go. Round and round we go, just nobody knows. This has been abandoned for probably ever since I've lived here in this little city, and I've been here since 02. 22 years. You can see some windows have been broken out. A lot of times the police will come over here and they'll use this area. They'll sit in the cut over here and chill out as a means to just surveillance the area in case they get a call. A kid was killed some distance over there, maybe a mile down the street right there, maybe half a mile on the street, in front of a house actually. I don't know what ensued down there. He's 15 years old, got shot in the back of the head. But this is one of many buildings, and I'm about to show you how close proximity these buildings are. This video may go for a while. Matter of fact, I think I might get off of here and do a live. That's interesting. I've never been close enough to see what in fact that's made out of. That's actually, looks like a galvanized steel, or it might even be an aluminum that goes all the way up to the top. Just really interesting stuff here, guys. This building has been abandoned for as long as I've lived in this city. Some have mentioned that it could be possibly turned into an apartment complex. Really? Now they won't tear these buildings down, I've heard, because they're historical. Why would you want to keep this for historic reasons with everything that's associated with confining people and deeming them crazy? Now, take a look at this chosen ones, Empaths. This is a place that most of us, in times past, they would commit people like us. That day may be coming again. And I've been listening here and there about Hayoka Empath, and I really do believe I have that character trait, if that's what you're saying, that, or that seems to be more to my identity. And in no way am I trying to just associate myself with that in and of myself. It's just from my reading and knowing who I am and looking back at my life. It's becoming undeniable. Because a lot of us are not just empath, we're Hayoka empath. Hayoka, I think it's Kayoka. No, it's Hayoka empath. And that name suggests Native American tongue. If you don't know what it is, guys, go look it up. Hayoka empath. Essentially, we're empaths that, whoa, man. When they say super empath, that's what a Hayoka empath would be. That they're like top of the food chain, because that's like prime beef, caviar to a narcissist that knows what they're looking for. We got all the bells and the whistles. We come fully loaded. Power, windows, locks, everything. So it's because of our resilience. And a couple of the traits are we don't conform to social norms. So we would be looked at, when I say don't easily conform to social norms, it could have a bad connotation, because right away people think, oh, he's an extremist, he's a defector, he's a resistance to the movements. And you would be right, but not in an offensive, not in an aggressive way. Of course, it's in an offensive way because you can't be controlled. See way back there, guys, that one is not even connected to this one. This is upstate New York, guys. And the school that my children, and this is the newer, you see right here? This is the newer one. This is the newer version. They've had this for like 10, 15, 20 years. And my filming here is going to probably rouse some feathers. Oh, I didn't even think about this. This is across the street. There's my kids' school right there. It's a middle school, but look at that sign right there. Now this is adjacent, across the street. This is yet another place that they confine the kids, and they put them on this thing called pins. That's when you got a unruly child and the parent can't do anything with them. They're brandishing knives, kitchen knives and scissors, and choking their mom and dad, threatening them, having meltdowns of all kinds of, So they call them, and the police comes and they take them essentially in an ambulance, and they put them in these places, give them some kind of little first grade evaluation, and the people in there probably ain't even skilled enough to know what in fact this child's dealing with. He's probably coming from a narcissistic family, more than not. And it's too much for this young child in their brain to deal with. But way back there, that's another one. Now, I'm gonna try to get, I don't know, we're gonna ride it out, man. I'm gonna go all the way around the block, because what I wanna show you guys, we're gonna end real quick, guys. I'm actually talking probably a little louder than I have to. I just purchased some mics, and to everyone who were patient enough with me and were gracious enough to make me aware that the volume was so low. And I have the newest phone, but a lot of times I don't remember to turn the volume up on my phone, one thing or another. I'm just not connected that way, but I know I have to be able to pay attention to these details, because you guys are depending on being able to not only appreciate some information that can help you and encourage you, but you need to be able to hear it. And nothing is more annoying to someone than not being able to hear what's being said. Like if you call somebody on the phone and you're talking to them, and let's say I got my phone on speakerphone and theirs is on speakerphone, you're like, can you turn that down in the background, because it's causing me to have to wrestle with speaking. And they'll say, oh, that's all the way in the other room, in the back room. I didn't know you heard that. So people don't know unless you tell them. And a lot of us are hesitant. I didn't want to say anything. I thought you heard it. We don't assume people know things. We have to know. And how you know? You ask. And that's what empaths do when we get ourselves in trouble, because people looking at us crazy in a room of 100 people. You stand up and ask the question that 99 people in the room want to know, but they look at you with a disdain. So this is the newer version, guys. See, I can go on a tangent for days and days, and we all can, but I do want to limit it to the focus of the message. I'm giving you like 10 videos in one session, because my mind is just how I think and process. This is the new one, and the newer one. They also have one that's over near the prisons. We have local prisons nearby. They have a psych ward, a big one. That's an inflatable dome over there, guys. That was for the college. The college used that they play indoor winter and summer. sports in that dome over there. It collapsed one year because I'm gonna tell you guys, that inflatable thing there, they see they got kids outside. You can't really see them, it's through the gate, but you can hear them. They let them come out back, and it's all fenced in. It's a prison. It's a prison. Minus the barbed wire, razor wire. It's tall. So they're probably having a little get together for, you see, you can barely even see through there. And this is houses right here. You would think, I want to say these things should be isolated in their own little space, but this is how this is normalized. You put this in a neighborhood and you buy a house over here. I don't know the real estate over here. It's probably high as hell, the real estate, because people thinking, man, I live near a school and I live near a psych ward. Not knowing, and I'm sure you got a lot of narcissists in there, because narcissists will commit their own child to get the money, the benefits, the social security checks. It goes on and on and on, man. So when I bounce around and tell you guys this, man, I know one or many things is resonating with someone, and things that you probably never thought about before. You are giving it a lot of deeper thought, and that's why I do what I do. Because if I see these things, I'm not the only one that sees them. We're unique individually, but a lot of us here on these forums, we see identical things in many cases, and we see them the same way. So, yeah, these psych wards, they'd be isolated, you think, away from neighborhoods. But this is the normalizing. They do this to normalize things. So that's why when we hear all these atrocities on TV where, and this is just the circumference of it, we're still walking, we're not even, the building stretches the span of where I've walked. And as I said, my children's school is right across the street from what you saw to be at least 4 to 6 massive buildings. And I'm going to show you how it connects. See, I have to cut through. And because there's no street that cuts across here. Well, you know what? Yeah. So I'm going to cut across the back. And there may be a security guy driving around. They don't bother you. They don't confiscate the cameras or anything like that, because it is so dumbed down. The thing around here is people have normalized this. And a fun fact, if you go on the internet, you can look up all of this stuff to substantiate what I'm saying to you, and it's more in depth to give you an accurate account of this stuff. I don't know everything about this place. I've always been concerned about it ever since I've lived here. But more so now. Because it's time. It's time to awaken and be aware, to make people aware. I am still walking around the circumference of this one huge newer building. If you look at how it's designed, like a hospital, it is. And we're walking into, I got my boots on too, thank God. This is really wet. We've had no snow. So I'm gonna take you back, look at that. This is all open field here. They do have it separated enough where the back, where no house is gonna be built here anytime soon, if ever. And that's the circumference of the one building. And this street, well, this is not a street, all of this conjoins, because I thought it was a residential street, but it ain't. This is all of these little buildings over here, specifically these right here. These are what you call drug rehab buildings. A lot of times these people get out of prison and they're living over here in these houses after they get out of prison, or drug treatment houses. They house them in here. And that's a racket too. The drug addict knows how to play the game even before they go to jail and get charged. A lot of these are narcissists. They're manipulators. You do have people that get driven to drugs at the hands of a narcissist, either assisting them at a party and pressuring them into trying it. But rarely will an empath, a chosen one, just head first get into drugs. Like myself, I got into alcohol, never tried illicit drugs. I did try some marijuana, and I'll tell the story. I started seeing something on the wall, like crawling on the wall. Somebody said, this was in the 80s. Actually 89, I think, 87. They said, man, somebody had laced that with PCP or something. And I was like, wow. And that was enough for me. Like, I didn't even like marijuana anyway, because I am not, it's cold out here, guys. That's probably why I'm talking so rapidly. Slow down a little bit with my, pace myself, guys. That's why I got away from marijuana at an early age. I didn't have any interest in it. And here I'm not judging anybody for their consumption of alcohol or marijuana, but I did make that disclaimer. I am not a fan of it. I'm going to tell you, this is how I feel about alcohol. I don't have a problem with people who drink or drug. No, let's say drink, because drinking alcohol is a drug. We'll just say drinking. I ain't going to say I don't have a problem with people that do drugs, because, if you take medication, that is a drug. But let's just keep it to alcohol. I don't have a problem with people that drink. I have a problem with people that drink who have a problem with drinking. Okay, if you didn't understand that, play it back 5, 10 times. So, and that's most of the people who drink. So therefore, at the end of the day, you might just say, well, Muchismo, you got a problem with alcohol. Well, I had a problem with it. But that's whoever has that problem now, not me. And there's nothing good about it. Fun fact, Jay-Z reached billionaire status in part, mostly, I would want to believe, because of this new liquor that he has. I don't know if you guys knew. He's in cahoots with a lot of the people over in the European countries that have liquor distilleries, wine distilleries. He has his own line. No quicker way to come filthy rich than to sell somebody a poison. Whether it's a Balenciaga bag. Go listen to the story on YouTube. I listen to documentaries a lot. Go listen to the story of Ford Motor Company, John Ford, or whatever his name was. Tesla. Carnegie Hall, yeah. Go listen to all these documentaries about these shrewd people. J.P. Morgan. Listen to all of them. You'll see that these people were merciless, even to their own friends and family and business partners. They weaseled the business that was partnerships out of the partner, unbeknownst to the partner. And that speaks narcissists, manipulated them. And most of these billionaires were orphans. See, that's the part of the story they tell people like us who come up getting it out of the mud. We idolize and idealize, what is that? Idealize these people and say, man, they did it, I can do it. But the one ingredient that they leave out, they don't tell you how ruthless and shrewd these people were. Adolf Hitler, Stalin. And I encourage you minorities, go listen to that. Go look at those documentaries and you will stop looking at this as a European black problem. These European, Russians, Germans, they kill their own people. And a lot of us are doing it to our own people. And this is what the Matrix causes us to do, inward fight. And we're not doing that. See, that's the security guard right there. See him over there? He is watching to make sure everybody does what they're supposed to do. He may just think I'm on the cell phone. He don't even know that I'm actually recording everything that I'm doing. I'm actually, in freedom of press, I can do this. Even though it's considered private property, I'm doing this. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming to see me now. So guys, it's gonna be fun. He's coming to see me. Let's see what he has to say. You know, an empath, we don't care nothing about that. Oh, I'm looking. I don't see him behind me. He's not coming. I was ready though, because nobody's gonna start recording. Look how huge that is. This is what I want to show you guys. This is the back of the building that I've been waiting to show you guys. Look at how huge. The daylight would probably do it more justice, because you guys do not get a full scope of how massive. We're talking about 6 football fields, the length of 6 football fields. He went the other way. It was 2 other guys walking, so guess he decided to go that way. Figured those 2 people looked suspicious, and I didn't, I guess. And this is a place where they do the drug counseling right there. They got the windows frosted. And I'm sure they got cameras. They got surveillance cameras here. Security guards watching them. And what they're counting on is most people are oblivious to this stuff. They don't have a problem with it. They say it's just a building, it don't bother me. I'm gonna get outside on the sidewalk here because this is a little road, paved road. The sidewalk would be too close to the building. I want to go back so you guys can see. And what you're going to see here, which this is the icing on the cake for you guys. You know the good old White House in Washington, D.C.? Never been up close to the White House, but this is the Whitewash House. I want you to just take in the grandeur of that building here. And look at her. We're gonna come up to the center of attraction. And a couple years here before they shut down the country, this has been shut down since the 80s. They deemed it unconstitutional to house people in here against their will. They had no choice but to let all these people out, many of which were women and men that went on to get pregnant and get women pregnant, and thereby that seed was able to continue. And that's why when you hear the term 80s babies, a lot of these kids from the 80s in this area are either dead from violent engagements with people, fights, shootings, stabbings, domestics, and they either committed homicides to other people. This is what I've taken pictures in the past and have them on my phone in the cloud, but I could not wait to show you guys this. And I was supposed to do this earlier today, and I probably will again. I'll actually walk around this area in the future doing my videos, or somewhat out on the public sidewalk, because even way out there, which is not that far of a distance, that's probably 3 football fields right there, maybe 2 to the main street. And that's the entrance right here. Look at that, the lights on both sides. This is like maybe a 4-6 lane. You probably can get 4 or 5 cars wide in this driveway. Lights are on every night. There's nobody in here. I see a couple lights on in here. I haven't seen that before. I heard they put records, documents and stuff in there. Just a housing facility. You need that much space to house stuff? Incredible, man. Big as this thing is. That is huge. That is huge. It goes all the way down. And at the end down there, that end down there is a school. Across the street, straight, where you see to the left of me, it goes all the way up into another block around the building to where we're going to go now. I would walk down there and look back. I'll go down halfway down here, because that road, I'm gonna point, it goes down all the way to the main street, but then it'll cut to the right here. And there's a lot of walk paths here, because these are paved walk paths. And this is enables these people It's a shortcut for people just walking in general. Like the kids will cut through here to go to school if it's not snow, as opposed to going all the way around, and various things. But the people on the campus or the compound, they are able, if they're not supervised and they're kind of getting a little bit of leeway, and they've behaved accordingly. And this is drug facility in that area over there. So they have a one-stop shop here is what I'm telling you. If you're hard to deal with, you done got on drugs, programmed. So they got the same, seemingly sane, just falling on tough luck with the psychos. Narcissists mixed in with empaths. And can you imagine how many empaths got detained and put in these places against their will? And that place right there is, see, we're gonna go over there, guys. I'm not gonna even cut around there because there's nothing relevant over there. That's a building there. Actually, that building there is the one that I want to, yeah. I'm gonna give you one more shot. I'm gonna get another view of this. Watch this. That's what we're gonna do. A wide angle. That's what you need to see. Somebody coming up this street again, maybe security. You never know. Oh, somebody works here. A lot of people work here, bringing their family members here to be confined, and because a lot of drug addicts have to check in here as part of the protocol of being released into a drug treatment facility. Because what is being done here, they're kicking these people out with less light offenses, like shoplifting, those simple assaults. And they've made the laws so weak now with simple assault. Somebody can cut you with a knife or a box cutter. They won't so much get jail time or even prison time. That's like attempted murder there. But here, the laws have been lowered so much to the point, now I've been told that you will get an appearance ticket. They, in many cases, won't even arrest you. Well, I don't think with a knife, you're probably gonna have to go to jail. But there's been cases like a fight. Somebody can throw you down, bust your head on the sidewalk. They get there in a fight. They go based on visible physical injuries or the lack thereof and give you an appearance ticket because the county jails are so overcrowded. Well, you got all this empty space. If you let all these crazy people out, how do you not have space to put a prison here? Okay, they won't put the prison in the community. Huh. Fun fact. No wonder Christ said, visit the prisoners. Because I want to believe most of the people that we think are in prison for the crime committed in society, by definition of society, they are probably the ones who knew a little bit too much. But I wanted to show you this, and the psych wards are the ones that knew a little bit too much, but they're on levels. There are levels of this. And so they know where to put you based on your geographical location. They'll look in your family lineage, and they'll be like, oh, he's going to be a problem. We'll put him in a psych ward. We'll be like, no, this guy's dumb as a box of rocks. We'll just give him a little jail time. He's a do boy. He's a goody two-shoe. He'll get out and learn his lesson. He'll be loyal to the system. He'll be one of our minions. He'll come and tell us all the things that we would have normally had to investigate it. And he will be our snitch. But the ones that are too wise and hold the fort, primarily empath, we are the ones that get the worst treatment. And this is the school right here. But this building here, I want to say this is not in use. This is the, you'll see the X on it. So it's not being used. But look again, that was the missing and exploited children's building is what I want to talk about. It's almost like having a barbershop and a burger joint right next to each other. I mean, when I say right next to each other, wall to wall. Nail salon next to a restaurant. Well, Walmart's done that. They got an open view. You can smell the nail polish when you walk in the door. And they talking about put a mask on. If we just thought about some of the things we expose ourselves to and don't take issue with, as opposed to some of the things that we are livid about, putting your mask on, putting your gloves on. How many of us wash our hands and are conscious of what we touch? We shake hands every day. We'll shake a person's hand and then right away rub our nose. And even myself, I will put my hands in my eye and then wipe my and rub my face. I've done it in videos, and I hate that I do that, but you get my point. And that's how the Matrix does. They put us in fear of the things that we shouldn't be afraid of, and the things that we should take issue with and be concerned about, we are laxed about it. How do you bring balance to your life? This is the neural one, I think. Missing and exploited children. I don't even think they even use this building anymore. They've moved it. Beautiful brick building. Beautiful brick building. And that guy that got killed, he was killed down that street, maybe 3 blocks down. So, guys, I don't know. This is some good stuff to know. I've been in this city, this little city this long, and 20-something years, and it is a depressive state of affairs, but being an empath, I know that I have been resilient, but empaths got their limits too. We have our tolerance level too. And I was telling you guys on a video, maybe a few videos back of my neck's hurting a lot. And I was listening to a comedian, you should go check him out. His name is Ali Sadiq. He's supposed to be in Syracuse here. And I probably already missed him. If I haven't, I'm gonna go check him out. I don't care what the tickets cost, I'm going. Ali Sadiq. Never had heard of him all these years in World Wide Web, you know, YouTube. He popped up on my feed. Took a chance on this guy. This guy is off the hook. He's from the South, I'm thinking, or grew up in Texas, and they kind of talk like we do from Alabama. But the guy has a real wholesome skits. He's a storyteller, much like Dave Chappelle, but the guy is so funny. So go check him out, Ali Sadiq. So this is the back of that building on the other side. When I told you it was about 6 football fields long, I'm on the other side now. So all of that empty space in between there. Massive, massive buildings, guys. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna end the video where I began at. And I don't know how long this video went. I should have done a live, and next time I think I will do a live in the daytime. And that way I can bring you guys along with me, and you guys can engage in the conversation, ask me some questions if I can answer them. But I was gonna tell you, you guys can go on the internet, and this is the city of Utica, New York. And I haven't often dropped my city, but I'm to a point in my life where those things are going to be revealed very soon, organically, as they should, because this is not a game to be played with. And if my life is not lived to its fullest, doing what I authentically believe the drive in me is to do by the grace of the God called God Almighty of the Bible. And if God, by his grace, let's wrap it, giving me the strength to do and say things I'm doing, I'm damn well gonna do it, because I don't think, something within me, in my spirit, is telling me this is not going to take long. We're gaining traction on these idiots. And I don't mean that in an overtly insulting way. I just don't have a respect for these entities. This is not a one person individual, not the woman specifically I married. You don't give people that much credit. She's being used. But it's a choice, like we all make. They've chosen to be what they are. And I know when they were a child, it wasn't their fault. I would pose the question to you, looking at it that way, that's empathy in you. You're not wrong for saying that and feeling that way. I think the same way. It's a very unfortunate thing for them. But that's like me saying, oh, it's unfortunate Satan defected from, heaven, disobeyed God and got kicked down. He had a lavish life. He's messed it up. That's how it would sound, taking too much empathy and putting it into the narcissist's gift basket, thereby leaving myself in a situation of need. We need healing. Empaths have gone through a lot. Narcissists have gone through a lot. They are the arch enemy. They are the ones that the power of darkness has recruited and enlisted to take us out. And that's the best way to say it. So having a little bit of mercy and a little bit of grace as God has given us towards these idiots, they are allowed to breathe and roam the earth. I think that's about all the grace that they deserve. And I wouldn't have it any other way until God's timing to take them out. Let them exist. But coming back to the initial title of this video was, you're gonna have to eliminate, obliterate the space that you have allowed the narcissist and the dark entities of this universe to occupy in your life. When you see them, you got to counter maneuver. And if it's a family structure, stop going to them barbecues. Let them miss you. Let them miss you. And that scenario I gave you in the Walmart, when you go out the door before that narcissist is able to corner you off and they see you or may even call you up if they still got your number. It's like, hey bro, what happened? I seen you 1 minute and I didn't see you the next minute. You were gone, man. Why didn't you come over and say hello? When was that? Start playing dumb. Because actually, you want to make them tired of just even trying to make you feel bad. You're going to agitate them and annoy them with the question with a question. Oh, must have been up, man. I was in go mode. You don't give them a apology or none. Huh? I was in go mode, bro. And that bro part, you can just, I was in go, man. I was in go mode. You say things that readily will let them know you are different, something about you is different, you moving funny, whatever they want to say, because they've been saying it before you even woke up anyway. Yeah, dude, moving funny. Because they know that you have chewed through the ropes and you know. So we're back at where we began. It's dark up in there now. You could go up in there, man. You can go up in there and just nobody would even know you're back there. So dark up in there. Even the cars driving by would not even see you. Yep, the police force are often sitting there. Yep. They never done me wrong. So, I don't know, I'm gonna end this video, guys, because I don't see any sense in keep going. On the way back, I'm gonna head back to the house. That being said, bless.